Hello and welcome to the class. Hello, Tess, can you hear me? Hello. Yes, can you hear me?
Bonjour, monsieur.
Bonjour. Okay, so where are your friends?
J'avais un assignment à rendre l'année dernière, peut-être ils ont fait jusqu'à faute.
Okay, donc we will start the class. It is the last session today, and we will be doing a revision topic, and we will be going over everything that we have done in the course, and we hope to prepare you for the exams, which is very soon in November, December. Have you got any dates for your paper?
Yes, we got the dates. We start on 27th November, and we have one on the 7th November, and the last one on the 9th.
Non, 7 December.
Oui, le 7.
Donc, web development, c'est quand?
Let me confirm, please. Le 9 décembre.
Okay. And what time? Quelle heure?
9h30, 11h30.
Ok, 9 décembre, donc je note. Ok, mercredi 9 décembre, web development exams. Okay, good. So let us start with the last class because we have lots of slides and this is a recorded session. And on your Moodle, all the recorded sessions are there, so and you can access them. So welcome again to the class. This is about me. Yes, you can subscribe to my channel. So assignment, most of you have submitted, and the problems that you have got with the hosting of the files, I was hoping that you could troubleshoot it, and else you must all have received your returned assignments. I have put comments there, and I hope you will develop websites that work on live web hosting and where the analytics is working and where the website is 100% fully functional. Okay, because this is the aim of the module. The aim is to make you become skilled, become knowledgeable in developing websites using HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Okay, this is the basis of many of the websites that you see around, even on popular social networking websites, Facebook, Instagram, and all of the other websites, they have HTML, CSS, and JavaScript as their basics. And even if you are learning backend in the second step of web development, you need to make sure you understand front end very well because this is what users will see. Okay, you have some of you have given me link where I open, I can't see your website. so your work is inaccessible to the world. Okay, this is the fun of this module. That is, you create something for an organization, for a business. You put them online, set up their online presence, and then using a URL, using a domain name, when somebody clicks on the internet, goes on that website, see the work that you have done. And over time, your website gets lots of page views, lots of users visit the website from different locations, and your work is accessible to the world from any country. Anybody can open the organization's website. So for this batch of students, the assignment level could have been better. Okay, and I had got previous batch of students doing online shops. That is the front end of online shop, which was very interesting. So maybe you could give it a try after your exams in end December, where you develop websites for e-commerce and for some shops where you can have an online business and e-business um, going live. Okay, so I also teach an e-business module where we go into the details of having an online business, and maybe we might meet in the next semester for that module. Okay, so Davish is here. Let us admit him to the room. So please let us all students join in this last class because I will be able to, this is the last class, I will be able to take your questions, and anything that we have to discuss, we can discuss. So you please send me a chat or your questions, or you can voice out during the class, and then I will try to address them. Okay, so we have 2 students. And let us get started. I don't know if more will join, but it would be good to have you all in the last class. You have a 2 hours exams paper, which is of 100 marks. You have to attempt all the 4 questions. And in your exams paper, you will have 1 question where you'll be required to write HTML code. Okay, so in the class, I had done a hackathon. I had done a practical session where you were supposed to write HTML code for a specific, during a specific time, like 15 minutes. So please practice these types of development. That is, you see a picture of a website, and then you write the code by yourself in there. In Dreamweaver or in a text editor. You need to master the HTML tags. You will be marked on them, the basic structure of HTML, and all the elements that are necessary for you to understand. All of this you need to know by heart. And I hope you don't make mistakes while writing the HTML code. Like some students ignore to add some like semi codes like closing tag like / in their code, and then they lose marks. So it's very good from now on you practice your HTML, like you can write HTML without making reference to w3schools.com. This is a skill that you need to have as a web developer, and for me, I know the HTML tags, so it helps me at work when I have to edit code. So as you told me, the exam date is finalized, and you have now around 1 month to prepare. So please give your best for the exam preparation. Now the module web development is over, and we have been covering these chapters. And yeah, and I have laid emphasis on on hosting technologies and domain name purchase, because as a web developer, this is something that you will always need to look around: where to host your website, what is the cPanel, how you will go around uploading your files and making sure your website work, your craft is ready to be seen by the world. Now, for the purpose of these exams, there are a set of glossary of terms that I want you to know. For example, the basic question in the first class that we have done is, what is the internet? Okay, the definition is there in the slides, and please get the term right. Know the difference between the internet and World Wide Web. Please revise on this. What is an IP address? Okay, so these are the basics you need to understand. Like if you're doing a website, where it will be on the internet. So on the internet, what is the difference between the internet and the World Wide Web? Okay, what is an IP address? I don't know if you have done networking, computer networking in your course, but it is very important to know IP addressing. Yes, there are certain chapters like the chapter on cookie, where there's good definition of these types of cookies, so you need to know them while revising. Meta tags, which is used for doing on-page, meta tags. So it is necessary for you to configure the meta tags when doing the on-page search engine optimization. We need to know the difference between website and web portal. What is the definition of XML? Okay, and in past exams paper, I had given code on XML code. I had put it in the exams paper, and you had to write what does this XML code does. Okay, so this is the first set of glossary of terms. Now we have more you need to know about. For example, what are the different uses of cookies? It is there in the manual. What is a web cache? You need to know about it. And what is web mining? Okay. These definitions you need to know. For example, the difference between these types of web hosting. What are the advantages of each type of hosting, and what are the disadvantages, if any, of this type of hosting? Right. So that was a bit about the glossary of terms. Okay. So moving forward, there are more topics that we will cover in the revision session that I think you need to revise and master it for your exam. Okay. So this is a definition. And these are some examples of web development platforms and some of their features. What you can do is, whilst you are preparing yourself for the exams paper, is to visit these platforms and use them, sign up and use them and see what are their features. Okay. Me, for example, there were many of my web development clients which were on Wix, which were on Weebly, and then I advised them to move from there to WordPress platforms for many reasons. But they get started with platforms. So it is important for you to open an account there, try to build a website, and use the features so that you can about it. Next. Yes, Squarespace. What are the features? Voila. Now, web development platforms. I'm not explaining in the class, but it is for you to go and try out these features that I mentioned here. Okay, because I don't want you to become students who read slides and do by heart and then just write an exams paper. No, it is for you as a web developer. That is, you store in your memory whatever the experience you have done on this kind of platform. But yes, you remember on Squarespace you had created an online blog for a journalist. Yes, you remember on Wix you had created an online shop for a flower shop. Okay, then you will remember that okay, these are the features. Yes, I know. Yes, this can be done, and you can describe it on in the exam setting. Again, as I mentioned in the start, the aim of the web development module is to make you equipped, well skilled, so that you can develop a website for any client that contacts you to have a website developed. In fact, it can be in one of the ventures for you to do freelancing, just like me when I was a student, I started to do back in 2008. Okay, that is, there are many organizations that want to have a website, and then they contact you, and then you have to evaluate whether you will have the website on. There's also one platform, WordPress.com. Okay, for example, I have some clients set up on WordPress.com for the reasons, for the different reasons. Okay, so it is up to you when you will have to make a choice that which platform, where, how you will have the website set up. Of course, you will need to consider the cost. Now there are some tools, some very important tools that you need to know. For example, this is Google Search Console, which helps webmasters to maintain, monitor, and troubleshoot your site's presence in Google search results. Very, very important because you can know the performance of your websites in the way that Google is seeing your website. You can submit sitemap to your to the Search Console so that Google knows what are the pages, posts, and content on your website. So please go and open an account on Google Search Console, and then you will be able to know what are the features there. Of course, you will need to verify the property of your website. Let's say the assignment website that you have done. You can try to add it as a property to the Google Search Console account that you have created. Okay. Now you need to know about the different stages, which I had mentioned in the first class. I think you have mentioned it in your assignment about the process of how you proceeded to doing a website, but overall, this is the process. That is, you meet with the stakeholders and you collect maximum information, okay? Because your website is simply a brochure. That is, you collect information and then you broadcast it to a mass amount of people who will access your website via a browser. And wireframe creation, I had told you a tool called Balsamiq, which is interesting. There are other tools called Sketch. And then finally, don't forget to mention that after the coding and testing, you have to launch a website. Okay, it is an important process because in my answers, I found in the answers that are correct, I found students just miss this point. Okay, launch live website. When you do a launching, it is like doing a publicity for the website so that people know, yes, they can access now this website, which is live. Okay, so these are theory. You need to understand the pros and cons of each type of hosting, which I have told you previously in the slides. Yes, this is interesting because I have the habit of showing the students of this screenshot, which is a hosting panel, okay, which is cPanel, which is popular in many hosting providers. It gives you access to different tools that you need to access when setting up your website. For example, the client will ask you, hey, I want to have an email account. Okay, so then you go in the cPanel and then you click in the email account where you can create the email and it gets activated within 30 minutes. Or if you have to install an SSL certificate from HTTP to HTTPS, then you could scroll down, you click on the SSL, and then you install it on your web hosting server. So this is how an overview, like a web-based interface to manage your server. As if you were using a Linux server and you're using everything on command line instructions, it would have been difficult because you need to know all the command lines. But here you install a software like cPanel where you get a web-based interface and there you can manage your web hosting very conveniently, very quickly, very easily. Yes, continuing on with cloud hosting. I don't know if in this class we have sessions on Google Cloud Platform, Amazon Business Services, and Microsoft Azure. Okay, but I used to teach it in the other classes, so you need to know about cloud hosting and dedicated hosting, as mentioned in the previous slides. Yes, sorry for that. Uniform resource locator, the definition. And in this URL, what are the different parts? Okay, you need to understand the protocol, HTTP or HTTPS. Or if sometimes I show you a URL where there is FTP in front. So what does this mean? Okay, the domain which has been purchased, like open.ac.mu. What is a domain name extension? You need to be able to know that .ac.mu is the domain name extension. The path, okay, the file path, and then there is a full structure like this, that is the protocol subdomain. Yes, I could have entered like http files.open.ac.mu. Okay, so files is the subdomain, or http courses.open.ac.mu. Then the directory is courses, that is on the server. There are many folders, and in one folder it is named courses. So you need to explain that this is the directory, and the file path and the file extension. It could have been either index.html or index.php, which is this case. We have done in the class in the beginning where we have had experience with Adobe Dreamweaver. So you need to know the different features that it provides. And you need to have used these features in the software, okay? Because when you use them, you know what they do, and then you will remember them, and then you can explain well in exams, okay? do parrot learning, that is, you learn everything in slides and then you paste there. No, I want you to prepare and use this tool to do a website, to use these features, and then you will remember. Yes, you need to know these different definitions. Yes, why I have put this screenshot is because when choosing a cloud service provider, sometimes these are the features that you want to have, but one of them is technical support, okay? So when you contact your technical support, for example, in this screenshot, hey, I have got a problem. That is, this problem has occurred, okay? So how do I change server is down? How come, okay? How much time to become live, okay? So these kind of questions sometimes you uh, won't be able to figure out because you are not a sysadmin. You are a webmaster. You are a web developer, okay? So what you do is you contact your hosting provider by opening tickets, and then they will reply you very quickly so that you can figure out what's the next step. And this is still the case. I work with my hosting provider. So anytime I have any question, I open a ticket, and sometimes they are even available on live chat. So I can chat with them and ask them how to troubleshoot this issue. So this is one of the features that you want to have when working with a web hosting provider. Yes, the definition of domain names and what it is. In one exams question, I had set the different domain names in one column, and on the right, I asked you to write the extension and what is the purpose of that extension. For example, .com. What is the purpose of .com? .org, .net, okay? .mu. What is .gov? What is the purpose of such kind of domain name level? Okay, so all the definition is here, or you can read more on the Wikipedia. And yes, visit websites which are registrars like OVH.com, like GoDaddy.com, like Bluehost.com, okay? Blue Monster and stuff like that. Go and visit these websites. In Mauritius, we have 4dtechnologies.com, register.mu, I think. So go and visit these websites so that you know the process of registering a domain name and what are the features that they provide in domain names registration so that you get a good idea if tomorrow you would become a web developer, where you will go and purchase your domain names. Over time, a web developer has lots of domain names, so you need to work with a reliable registrar. Voila, this is the kind of question that I was. It's pretty straightforward. You need to know it. Yes, this is a web development project lifecycle. It forms part of the stages of website development. Now we come into the coding part, okay? So as a web developer, you need to know about HTML5, CSS3. You need to know the definition of HTML5 and CSS3. What does it mean, okay? What is JavaScript? What is a JavaScript framework? You need to know it. What is jQuery? You need to know it, okay? So these technologies, when used together, provide web pages designed that easily adapt to smartphones, tablets, gaming devices, and smart TVs, as well as traditional PCs. In the last class, last week, I had shown you slides where in CSS add media code, the browser try to identify the viewport, that is which screen size is being used, which resolution is being used, and all this information are obtained. And then based on the parameters, you can load CSS for like a smartphone view. Okay. What is the difference between a static website, like you are doing right now in your web development level 1 class, and a dynamic website like you would have done in web development level 2, where you are learning about languages like PHP? Okay, or you are installing CMS and trying out dynamic website creation like in WordPress, which is not in the scope of this current module. But you need to know about the features of these different CMS, like a WordPress. Okay, what is the purpose of a WordPress? Me, I have my blog since 2007 on WordPress. Okay, what are the features of Drupal? The government of America, whitehouse.gov, is hosted on Drupal, and many other powerful websites like l'Express.mu. Okay, so you need to know about the features. Joomla. So that was about CMS. Now moving on, you need to know the difference between client-side scripting and server-side scripting. It is all here in the slides. Please read. And have given some languages which you need to know the features. All is in W3 Schools, where you can give it a try to this server-side scripting. Okay. Yes, the classical question that I always used to ask is, what is the difference between front-end coding? So here is the definition. Voilà. So the difference between front-end coding and back-end web development. Very, very important for you to be able to explain between these two. Now, in the chapter HTML, see in your manual, you have different pages where different aspects of HTML you have to know. In all your manual, there are also some activities. Please go and try these activities. And the manual gives you details how you need to learn HTML. So please go into the manual, go through it. And in the revision slide, I just mentioned that what are all highlighted in the manual. It is just a summary here. For example, table, there is both lots of instructions about table. Okay, voila, HTML tables. You need to know how to write the code for table. Often in the exams format, students don't get it right. So please know how to write a code for HTML table. You need to know how to write how to write a document with HTML code. Okay, what is the default format that is needed to be written? What is a header tag? What is a body tag? How to write a page title tag? How to write a hyperlink? Okay, how to create different types of lists. Very important for you to know these tags by heart. Okay, and write it well without errors. Okay, voila. HTML, the doc type, HTML tag, head, meta, the link, the title, the body. And you need to know about what are the new features of HTML5. Voila. HTML5 is the latest version of hypertext markup language. And the new features are as follows. So please read on the internet, go and research about each of these features so that if this question comes in the exams, you are able to reply. Yes, when writing code, over time you need to adopt some good coding practice. And okay, Zoom will end in 10 minutes. I'm great now to remove 40 minutes. So we will just take a small break because Zoom will end in a few minutes and we meet again on this same link to complete the revision class. But before disconnecting, do you have any questions yet? And just I want you to practice your coding skills because I want you, I didn't have the opportunity to work with you guys in the computer lab, but whilst working in the computer lab, it was a good idea for me to walk around and see your screens and see how you are writing the codes because sometimes students don't follow the good coding practice. Okay. And when you use good coding practice, you can write code that can be easily read by others, especially if you have to write lots of codes and there are other developers in your team in the company that you work for. Uh, yes, you're using comments to explain that, okay, this is the version of the file created on this date. The purpose is to do this. And when going over different lines, then you write that this particular section is for this is for the banner, this is for the menu and stuff like that. Okay, so you are documenting your files, your coding files, so that it is very easy when a developer is trying to understand your code for the first time. Okay, so we'll meet in around 5 minutes so that we continue the class. See you in the same link.